Okay, so let's do this. Let's discuss the hashtag #MeToo. And let me warn you that, sorry, I don't have a place to put my phone, so I have to hold it, and I'm going to be all over the place because this is a super personal topic for me, and sometimes in sharing stuff, sorry, I got something in my eye. When you share deeply personal stuff, anxiety can come out in many different ways. So this movement and, anyway, bear with me. The hashtag #MeToo. I've heard it and seen it in many, many different conversations. And I've heard and seen many things being said. And I think it needs to be addressed. One of the things that I heard was there are women who consent to sex as a way to get themselves to the top. They sleep with the boss to get the raise. And it happens. I'm not going to deny that it happens, because it does. Here's the thing. Consent versus non-consent. Two drastically different things. And whether I agree with someone's choice to sleep with their boss to get ahead is not up for discussion. The argument was made that because women have chosen to sleep with their boss to get ahead, that is why we're in this predicament now. They've made it okay. They've made their boss have this preconceived idea that it's okay. Let me tell you something. I don't care if 100 women slept with Harvey Weinstein willingly. If one didn't, it's not okay. He is directly responsible for his choices. It is not the woman's fault before that consented. It is Harvey's fault. And let's not forget to think about the women before that did consent. It doesn't mean they're not a victim. Many, many, many women are abused and brought down and made to think that they don't have a lot of choice, so they do things because they think that's their only option. So there you have it. To blame someone before because they consented is not, that isn't okay. That's like saying, for every time you have a first date, you go home and sleep with someone on the first date, and it turns out to be a one-night stand, that the next girl is free game even if she says no because the girl before her did. Come on. Common sense. Another thing, I saw somebody post and said she was annoyed and tired of hearing it. Good. Because here's why I will continue to share hashtag #MeToo. For every person who comes out and says they were a victim, there's a perpetrator. Think about that. And not every victim or survivor, some people consider themselves survivors, some victims, not everybody's going to come out and say it. And some people have more than one perpetrator. So think about it in numbers. Think about for every #MeToo hashtag you see, there's someone walking around that's a sexual predator. Why aren't we talking about that? So last night, before I went to bed, I found an article by Breitbart. And we all know they're a piece of shit anyway. I should have warned you, this is going to have explicit language because I'm heated. But the article stated that women who were using the hashtag #MeToo were doing so as a status symbol. What in the fuck does that mean? Do you think that there's some kind of status to the fact that at 5 years old, I had a family member begin to touch me? And I had been groomed. So I didn't say anything. And it went on. And it went on. And it went on. And at 10, 5 years of abuse, keep in mind, 5 years of status it went on. At 10, it turned to rape. At 10. Think about a 10-year-old, you know. What are they doing? Not having sex, that's for damn sure. And about 12, I finally got the guts to say something. And here's another reason, another discussion. Everybody says, why don't they say something right away? They want money, blah, blah, blah. At 12, I finally got the courage to say something. And I said it to my mother. Only to be brushed aside and not believed and blamed. The victim blaming came into play immediately. I was around too much. I made it easy. Never mind that my abuser was my grandfather. My mom had remarried. It was a stepfather who adopted me, so he was my adopted grandfather. And he was also my babysitter. So, that's why people don't tell. I can tell you unequivocally, the idea of not being believed is heart-wrenching, and it's almost harder for me now to deal with the fact that the person who should have protected me, the one person who over anybody in this world should have had my back, didn't. Now, twist that. Look at, I keep coming back to Harvey Weinstein, but we can even bring back Cosby. As soon as someone had the guts to come forward and say what happened, what did we do as a country? Not me, but in general, what did the society do? We blamed her. Oh, she wants money. Oh, well, if it happened, she would have come forward 20 years ago. That's not the case. We live in a world of victim blaming. She dressed like a slut. Or, well, you know she slept with 50 people before that. She wanted it. No. I don't buy that. And until we come together as a country and stop predators like Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, this isn't going to change. And my fear is that we are being pushed into being even less accepting by a leader who I cannot call by his title. He leads by example, and he makes it okay. When as a nation, we can hear the stories that we heard about someone and elect them president, after they have said locker room talk about grabbing women by the pussy, and we elect him, as long as that is who's in office, things that Harvey Weinstein do, things that Bill Cosby do are going to be okay. If you think it's over, or you think this is the worst, you're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. And I want women, I implore you, to stop it. You're your best own advocate. You're not alone. Without a question, you're not alone. And if you feel like you're alone and you need someone, excuse me, if you feel like you're alone and you need somebody to talk to, comment on the video. I can get in touch with you. I can find somebody in your area for you to talk to, because that's important. That is so important. So, I'm going to hashtag me too until I don't need to. I'm not proud. There's no fucking status to admitting that at 10, I was raped by a family member numerous times after 5 years of abuse before that. Do you think I'm proud of that? Where's the status in that? I was weak. Women think that. What did I do? I caused this. Status. It pisses me off to no end to think that people think it's about status. And I don't need to beg women, although some women are not with it. But what I want to do is I want to reach out to the men. Your wives, your sisters, your aunts, your mothers, your grandmothers, your daughters. They need you to advocate for their rights. They need you to step up and put these predators in their place. Not because they need you to take care of them, but they need to know that it isn't okay. They need to know that they didn't do anything wrong. I don't care how they were dressed. I don't care how much makeup they had on their face. I don't care how much they had to drink. I don't care who they slept with the night before. It doesn't matter. Hell, I don't care if they slept with Harvey Weinstein and consented one day and didn't the next. It's still not okay. You know, we had the Women's March after the election. Was it before the election? I can't remember. Migraines have mushed my brain. And it was all about equality and wanting to be treated right. And I saw many, many, many women, and some of them were my friends, say, what are you talking about equal? We're equal. This proves how wrong you were. We are not equal. I'm not saying a man can't be sexually assaulted, because he can, by women and by men. But this epidemic is women. The numbers are exponentially more for women. If that doesn't show you how unequal we are, then I don't know what to tell you. And as long as we have a giant orange piece of shit, and I said it, as our president, telling people it's okay to hate one another because of their skin color or because of whether they have a penis or a vagina, whether they're beautiful or not, whether you're gay or straight, it's not going to change. Sadly, the hate is going to be more public because people feel like it's okay. Well, not me. So I've ranted enough. Thanks for listening. Do your part. And even if you're not a victim or a survivor, I promise you someone you know is. And knowing that they have you on your side is important. It's important for them to not be alone.